Hey guys, and welcome back to Narcissu. Well, it's Narcissu 2. Um, I decided that I wanted to play this all the way through, and so I'm going to. And I just realized that I need to turn down my volume because it's really freaking loud in my ear. Alright, here we go. So, prologue sets me in front of the outpatient reception desk on the first floor. Spread on the floor, many colors of plastic tape, red, blue, green, that led the way to various departments. Out of those, I followed the white tape. Walking about 30 meters, on the right, the shop comes into sight. Across from that was the smoking room. On the left is the waiting room for surgical examination, and if you continue to the end, there is a small elevator. And just so you guys know, I'm probably going to cry a lot during this. I get on that and press the button for the highest floor. No! Because if you haven't gone to watch the first game of this, please go do so, because the ending was really hard for me to take, and it will give you a lot more insight as to what is going on right now. The 7th floor. Before my eyes was the nurses' station. Altogether, some nurses look this way, but once they recognize me, their eyes turn back as if they saw nothing. They return to their work. A high ceiling, windows that only open 15 centimeters. Here, it was a white, well-lit, sterile place, and I head toward the lounge at the end of the hall on the left. A large television, a long couch, decorating the windowsills were a number of flowers. Fitting the summer, the mini sunflowers in vases, and the Gabera daisies in flower pots were blooming colorfully. Those were all familiar things. How many years has it been since I've come here? What's different from from then are my clothes, changing from sailor uniforms to pajamas. Besides that, the bracelet on my hand, from blue to white, was just about the only other change. You. Turning back towards the voice that called, it was a middle-aged lady I don't know. Her pajamas and bracelet colors say she's a resident of this place. Are you visiting someone? Or or a patient from another floor? That's not it. While shaking my head, I show my own bracelet. I see, the lady replied uncomfortably. I felt the nuance, behind those words. And so young, what a shame. Of course, I had similar experiences so often it was tiring. I haven't lived almost 10 years like this for nothing. It was just, I never thought to have a fellow resident of the 7th floor also turn eyes of pity toward me. By the way, which time are you on? What's this? For here, coming to the 7th floor. Oh wait, whoops, it was the other way around. My bad. For an instant, I had no idea what she was asking, but before I could ask a new question, it looks like this is your first. With that, she just up and acted like she understood the situation. Well then, I'll teach you too, so listen well, okay? First, in this place called the 7th floor, even though I hadn't replied to the lady, even though I haven't replied, the lady just continued speaking. There is no 4th time. The 3rd time you're admitted is the last. So prepare yourself. When you want to run away, head not to Station A, but to Station B. Don't eat anything. It places the least burden upon your family. She spoke about such things, and I was made to hear other things that would give one pause. Most likely, it was something only the residents of the 7th floor, only those who were held towards death continued passing on. So you understand. Once the lady finished her broad explanation, somehow I thought her complexion looked better. Whew, to tell someone young like you, it's upsetting. But this is also a rule, so don't be angry, okay? With that, the lady left the lounge. Her parting words were, "You tell new people too, okay?" Burning sunlight and the sound of cicadas. A summer sky seen from windows that can't open more than 15 centimeters. Today also looked like it would be a hot day. Many years since I've come to the 7th floor, the first that I've come as a resident of this place, and the rules I had been taught. In practice, they were probably passed down only among those who resided here. But a number of them I had already known. Maybe it was since that day, the fact that I would face a day like today. I might have a premonition of it. And sorry guys, my charger doesn't like me too often. Prologue. The rolling sound of bells. Since before I can remember, I existed with that sound. One-chan! What's going on, Chihiro? Getting out of breath like that. Well, look. If we don't hurry... Wait, you're dressed like that again? Something the matter? Oh, you're all greasy and black. What's wrong with that? They're work overalls. Of course they'd be dirty. Ooh, I just washed those yesterday. Yeah, sorry about that. My little sister gave the usual grease stains a sulking look as she complained. It was the scene of a casual, everyday exchange before the door on a Sunday. Never mind that. Mass! If we don't hurry, we'll be late. Oh, it's that time already. Come, hurry and change and let's go to church, okay? Yeah, I think I'll pass. Eh? Again? That's no good, One-chan. You already haven't been going regularly. At least you should go on Sundays. Silly Chihiro. It's exactly because it's a precious Sunday that you skip out. Again with that weak argument. Now, even God would overlook it. On a day with such beautiful weather. The weather's got nothing to do with it. And either way, you're just going to toy with your car today. So, give my regards to Mom and the others. Hey! One-chan! Himeko, best friend. A loud clattering rises in the garage next to the house as I strongly raise the shutters. Alright, shall we get started today? Perhaps because it was closed off, the garage was stiflingly hot. Sorry. Immediately, I turned towards my beloved car under maintenance, purchased just a month earlier. And I do apologize if you can hear whatever the fuck is going on outside. One might call it a restoration, but really, it was work to simply get it to run properly. First, instead of calling the chassis retro, the word scrap would fit better. Such was the age and condition of the car. However, thanks to that, I've lately been spending the weekends inside this garage. Someone knocked. Himeko, you around? Over here. What's up? Coming all the way here? Yeah, well, I happened to come nearby, so I stopped over along the way. Hey, what's with you? You're all black. Because since yesterday I was changing the oil pan. Oil pan? Yeah, that was another big mess. And then there aren't that many amateurs who can get this far. I don't know anything about bread or supper or whatever. And the reason why it says bread is because in Japanese, bread is pan. Yeah. Look here. This homemade hoist, isn't it great? But figures, without which it's really hard. Yuka sighed. You know, Himeko, it's fine to love cars and all, but for a young girl to get all black and regularly being in the garage, what do you think about that? You think that's strange? I don't have to think. It is strange. Well, that's fine, isn't it? You know, for me instead of frilly clothes like yours, Yuka. I like what I have here. Yeah, you've been like this for ages, that's true. She replied in a weary voice. Her name was Yuka. She also lived nearby, and since long ago we often spent time together. However, our interests and personalities were polar opposites, and yet we got along for some reason. It might have been exactly because our interests and personalities were different that we got along. If there were someone who could be called a best friend, for me, she would have been it. But still, Himiko, you're quite the eccentric, aren't you? Using your first paycheck on such a beat-up car. Hey, it's not a beat-up car. Call it Yunos. And even though it's old, the model's quite popular. Whoops. Even though it's old, the model's quite popular, you know? Oh, really now? Ooh, and because of this, all the way till winter bonus time, it's lone hell. Now, how about you hurry up and fix it and take me for a drive? Yeah, I think by next week it'd run. Great, then it's decided. Even next week. Wait, Sundays don't work for you, right? There's no real problem. But don't you have church? It's fine. Oh wait, whoops. It's fine. I haven't been going lately anyways. From the start, I was a fake Catholic anyways. Hey, is it okay to say that? Yeah, it was just a coincidence that my house was next to a church after all. Was it now? Himiko, little sister. I'm home. The door opened and closed. Welcome home. You've been out quite late, Chihiro. You seem a bit down. Did you come back from the 7th floor? It was the 3rd time for someone I was in charge of. I see. Then it must have been hard in many ways. The 7th floor. That is, the hospital's hospice. Hospice. Generally known as the palliative care ward, I guess. Or palliative, I guess. I don't know that word. Essentially, not a typical ward, but one for patients on their final treatment options. A ward with mental care as a primary focus. For us, as Catholics, volunteering as helpers had been very natural. Every day after college, my sister would head straight to the hospital. In her, I could see myself up to a few years ago. Here, I made you some coffee. Thank you. Say, One-chan, you're not going to do it anymore? It? You mean be a helper? Right now, hospitals everywhere are short-handed, and it's been difficult for them. I see. But I'm done with it. Unlike you, I only went because I wanted university credits. Oh, saying that again? It's not like it's a lie. Anyways, I'm more worried about you. Me? Yes, about how it's not a place that's suitable for someone like you. My sister fell silent at those words. However, those were also my true feelings. In a way, I knew from my own experiences how useless superficial resolve was. At the least, for a kind, good girl like Chihiro, I knew that it would be painful to be a hospice helper. So how was it? What's it like now? Yes. It was the first time I'd been to the 7th floor, so I'm not used to it. And hold on, guys. Alright, guys, sorry about that. So, yes. It was the first time I'd been to the 7th floor, so I'm still not used to it. And also, the person I'm in charge of is on their 3rd time after all. It doesn't seem far off. Indeed. No matter how many times they're discharged and then returned, there shouldn't be a 4th time. That wasn't something that the hospital publicly said. However, even without saying, if you were involved with the place, you'd learn it whether you liked it or not. Say, One-chan? God. What exactly is he doing, I wonder? Who knows, he's probably busy. Himiko, Roadster. A few days later, with the main repairs on the Unos. I have no idea how to pronounce that, so I'm pronouncing it that way. If anybody wants to tell me how it's actually pronounced, tell me down below. On the Unos are finished, we went out for a drive. It really does run great. Hey, Himeko, don't go so fast. Eh? This is totally safe driving. That may be true for you, but for a driver just on paper like me, this driving makes my heart jump. Roadsters are the best. Hey, listen to people when they're talking. And hey, what's with this car? What's wrong? Why isn't there a roof? Well, that's just how it is. No, not how it is. The wind messes up your hair, doesn't it? Silly girl, to not understand the joys of an open top. Such joys a young girl does not need. Oh, and I spent an hour making it up, too. Oh, that was her, never mind. The sun was still high, and the car ran under the refreshing cool of a sky before the rainy season. Soon, after leaving the long mountain road, the deep blue sea spread wide. The sea route continued endlessly. From nearby came the crashing of waves and seagull calls. Even the phoenix palms planted by the beach houses, each and every one was tall. It felt like visiting southern lands. So, why don't we take a little break? Sure! Here, canned coffee. Thanks. We popped our cans open. Yuka gulps hers down and sighed in satisfaction. As if she had just gotten out of the bath, Yuka had her hand on her hip and gulped down the can of coffee in one go. She was always decked out in frills, but what shows through occasionally was Yuka's true personality. And then, while holding our cans of coffee, we walked out to the beach before us. This is a beautiful place, isn't it? Yeah, the salt air feels good and there's no one around. Himeko, it's amazing that you knew of this place. Yeah. Though I have no clue where this is. Come again. No, exactly as the words mean. Wait a second. Why is it that you, the one who was driving, have no clue? Let's say I was driving around wherever felt right and we came here by chance. Do you mean all this time you've been driving just wherever whim took you? Well, something like that. I don't believe this, and I'm worried about whether we'll be able to get back. But the fact that I went along with this driving for a whole day, I don't believe myself. Now, we'll manage. Probably. Oh yeah, really reassuring. And then we spread out some newspaper on the beach and started to eat the lunch that we bought at a convenience store along the way. To be honest, bringing our own lunches would have fit better, but both of our dishes, hard-boiled eggs, couldn't be called extravagant. At the least, we should have brought a sheet. But you know, Himeko, what is it? If you don't have a navigation system, at least get yourself a map. But you know, I like this carefree feel too. Well then, at least stop with that look. But why? I like work overalls. No, because sitting next to you makes me feel embarrassed. But it's functional, you know? Instead of function, put form first. While we chatted, the two of us continued to eat our lunches. Pines swayed in the salt breeze, and the large phoenix palms stood tall. Occasionally, seagulls came near, though it was such an utterly perfect place. How should I say? The image of the newspaper mats, Yuka's frilly clothes, my work overalls, it was all so silly that it was laughable. Say, let's come again next week? No! Wow, instantly rejected. Well, isn't it sad that each and every week it's only two girls going out together for drives? Well, this is a car for two people after all. That's not the problem, is it? Now, let's just say we're partners in loneliness. It hurts to admit this, but I have no counter. around when the sun had been so high, was hazing over, and everything that could be seen was dyed orange. Once again, the car drove on. We had played at the beach and now took up a quick route home. Today had been a fun day. While thinking that, I gripped the wheel. But I am all out of time for this episode, guys, so I hope that you've enjoyed it. And I really look forward to going through with Narcissu 2 with you guys. And I will see you in the next video. Bye-bye!